Alright, y'all, so I'm kind of pissed because I just bought these swim goggles. And it came with interchangeable like a nose piece. So I was switching them out now. I was like, it was kind of hard to do. So I looked up how to do it. Watching this video, this guy was like, oh, it might be kind of hard. Might be feel like you're about to break it or whatever. And anyway, so I ended up breaking it, this shit. So $26.93. I literally just bought them down the drain. But I was like, maybe that's a sign. Maybe because I was going to go swimming at my gym. Maybe the pools, probably are unsanitary. Any excuse, bro. The equipment's probably unsanitary as fuck, bro. Anyways. I was like, yeah, maybe I can use them for surfing. Whatever. All right, but let's get to the video, right? Plagiarism, copyright, IP, it's all a fucking joke. I'm listening to this OpenAI, Empire of AI by Karen Howe book. And there's this one part where they're, honestly, when I be hearing audible books, like, I kind of just, like, doze off a little bit. But anyways, I heard this one part where they're talking about how they were training this model, I guess, and they were saying one of the prompts was, like, to basically do something. And then they were like, you can pull things off the internet, copy it word for word if you want to give me the answer. And then somebody commented, like, are we concerned about plagiarism here? It's like, over cautionary, but are we concerned about plagiarism? And then I guess the other person responded. They were like, oh, well, just change the wording of it so that it's not plagiarism. Then it got me thinking how fucking stupid that is. And how in school, you learn, like, yeah, to avoid plagiarism, you kind of put it in your own words type shit, like switch it up a little bit. But then that makes you, my mind immediately goes to the core essence of the issue, right? If it's truly plagiarism, or if you can truly copyright or trademark or, protect legally certain ideas and words, what the fuck is the difference between that and changing the wording if you're saying the same thing? Like, I'm sorry it took me 2.5 minutes to get to the point. Maybe I'll trim the video. I don't know. I'm trying to get better at this YouTube shit, but it just baffles me that I sat in a classroom as a kid and I was taught about plagiarism and taught how to avoid it would be to put it into my own words. They were obviously like, okay, if you take an idea from somebody, you attribute the idea. But even that, you can go down a rabbit hole with. At what point is an idea, and this is what law school was, it's all gray area shit where it's like, okay, well, at what point does this become that? At what point is an idea novel versus something, you already knew? Or not a new idea? Is any idea new? So it just got me thinking, like, there's a whole industry. There's writers, authors, publishers, movie writers, film writers, and music. Like, music is a perfect example because you think about the Ed Sheeran case with Blurred Lines and the Marvin Gaye estate. Like, if you copied, wait, was that Ed Sheeran? No, that was somebody else. That was Pharrell and what's his name, Robin Thicke versus Marvin Gaye. And then there was another Ed Sheeran one with Marvin Gaye, I'm pretty sure. And that one, as a musician, like, it's clear to me, like, bro, you can't copyright music. Like, it's like, I don't care what melody you have. And you've even seen it pop up in unintentionally where people don't even copy each other, but they end up at the same result, where it's like, I remember when J. Cole came out with that song that had the same sample as Exchange by Bryson Tiller. And people were like, wow, this man just copied the same thing. It was a different beat and everything. And obviously I don't even want to say it's hard or it's difficult to end up at the same conclusion, but you could argue that the chances of it happening are slim, but it still happens, right? You see it in music, you see it in a lot of things where, I mean, okay, I don't want to talk in circles anymore. You can't copyright like a sequence of things, of words, of ideas. And this is not to say that, oh, you should take away the food of all the people that make a living off of writing and shit. No, this actually says to the contrary, that there shouldn't even be that system to begin with. And that's what all these videos I make are about. You know, all these videos are simply about the fact that we live in a world under a system that people have been indoctrinated into to basically blindly follow, you know, which is why I'm so glad now that I got in so much trouble as a kid, because I wasn't here to blindly follow. Because if shit didn't make, I'm trying to not cuss as much and make clean music and stuff like that, because I'm like, and I'm envisioning the world that I want to create, and part of envisioning that is not that I think that cursing or anything is necessarily bad, but that's because my perspective of it has been so brainwashed. And what I think is, you know, if I had a child, this guy's doing something with the laundry. If I had a child, it's like, would I want them to hear what I'm saying and replicate what I'm saying? And child is like just the most pure form of the word, a pure form of a person, in my opinion. What was I even saying? This couple distracted me. Plagiarism. I mean, yeah, it's just stupid to me. Like, you know, you can write a whole book, and then, you know, somebody can summarize it, or somebody can write another version of it. And, you know, and there's fair use and all this dumb shit. Like, it's all just a fucking trap, bro. So I'm like, I can't believe that I sat down and I learned this empire thinking that is just destructive. I don't know, I feel like I've kind of said what I wanted to say. My brain hurts. My brain doesn't hurt. I'm just kind of tired. Honestly, I don't feel like talking anymore. It's such a tangent, but I don't feel like explaining myself anymore. I feel like it's all, I can't think of that word. Futile. That word always escapes me sometimes, but I love that word. It's futile. Which to me is like, I mean, even now I'm trying to explain that, you know. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, I'm just tired of talking. Like, every time I talk, I feel like I'm like exercising, like I'm like running. I'm just like, you know, I got my personal trainer and we're working out, and you know, I'm happy that I'm working out. Saw this TikTok, I was like, yeah, I'm only working out so that I look good when I'm having sex. I'm like, yeah, same. Yeah, it's nice to be like, oh, I'm in shape, but I don't know. I really could just lay in bed all day, do my roadie when I need to make money. I have plans to, I still need to remove that closet from my room and put my clothes in the bins. You know, my room's dirty and I have so many like pee bottles because I got like this, oh, that's nice. I got like this portable urinal, basically a pee bottle. So I don't have to keep going to, for some reason I always have to go to the bathroom, pee. I think because I'm working out and eating and drinking a lot more. So I just do that in my room. And I just transfer it into other bottles. And I mean, I don't transfer it. I've started using other bottles and shit. Which is kind of crazy that I'm saying that on the internet, but I'm at that point now where nothing really matters to me anymore, though, bro. Like, see how I'm like stumbling on my words? Like, I'm tired of fucking talking, dog. Anybody else feel that way? It's like I don't want to explain anymore. That's why I don't want to make music anymore. And I got happy, actually. I'm like about to cry. Like, I got happy. I was making some songs. So I was like, man, like maybe I'll make like a 4-track EP. And I'm calling it the final act. Basically, this idea of just like, you know, this is like, you know, I was watching these videos on Zoocosis, and this is like the end of the world as we know it before whatever major transition comes next. And I made the first song, and I was like, oh, it's good. Made the second song, I was like, oh, it's good. Pretty much done with it. But I don't know, I'll enjoy making it and listening to it, but kind of like that Zoocosa shit, like nothing really brings me joy like it used to. I don't have friends. I don't talk to anybody. I ignored this guy that was knocking on my door yesterday at the studio because I'd assume he probably wanted to hang out or make music or something. I was thinking about how that session would go. If I would like explain myself, like, well, I'm actually on this really anti-world kick right now. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up though, because it started on track, but what even is on track anymore? This fucking false reality of a world.